Alrighty guys, so for hole number 1, we're going to go with a navigator and power 1 numbers in our wind app. We're going to do max back and 1 to the left. And you see we're lining up with our ball guide just through the hole there. And we're going to do a 60% pull here. And that is 60% max. That is correct. This wind angle is just wonky, I guess. We make our adjustment and we take our shot. Make sure you get that ball right in the center there. Gotta hit perfect.
Shot.
Comes in nicely and center pin dink.
Hole in one.
I'll take that. Okay, so for hole number 2, we're going to come in here and we're going to take David Pendleton's shot, which this is a money drop. Both of us have dropped this shot now multiple times on different accounts with different level clubs. And we're going to go with a katana. We're going to put our red ring by the rough line here, max top, and 2 to the right. We're going to play this at 0% max numbers for our elevation, power 2 numbers. And so we're pulling 1.9 here. And then we're going to do basically a kind of bring your ball guide down to the bottom of the circle there. Hit perfect.
Perfect shot.
Let it fly. We want to be right around 370 to 375, right in that range. Set us up for a nice albatross attempt for this hole. Alrighty, so for the approach shot here, we are going to come up here with a rough bump, and we're going to line up our yellow ring right by the rough line, do 2 top, 0.2 to the left, and it's kind of a small funnel. The funnel is actually on the other side of this hole if you come in from the right side, but we came in from the left, so we're going to try. I did a little wiggle there. There's a little bit of a funnel there, and put our ball guide 1.5 green squares through the hole, and with this wind we're going to be adjusting at 0% mid numbers, and you make your adjustment and you can see how the ball guide just bends there, which is a beautiful thing. Want to hit perfect.
Perfect shot.
It will come in nicely. And remember, if you want detailed notes, hit me up on our Patreon page. You will get awesome notes for this tournament that both David and I prepped for. There you go. Okay guys, so for hole number 3, we're going to go with a katana again, and we're going to take this, instead of going to the right, we're actually going to go to the left here for a nice easy eagle shot. We're just going to back up just a hair, and we're going to do 1 to the right and 1 back. And you notice I'm putting right around half of my blue ring on that rough line there. I do push my adjustment because this is a wonky area, and went ahead and hit perfect.
Perfect shot.
Thank you. Comes in nicely. Setting up for a wedge shot next. Alrighty, so for our approach shot, we are going to use a wedge. Depending on which wedge you're going to use will depend on your elevation. So I'm using a rapier, and I'm going to do this shot at 10%. And it looks like at max, because I'm at 100%. And if you're using an end bringer, you're going to go at 20%. And then once again, figure out what your level is, whether you're at max or whatnot. We're going to make our adjustment. No spin, by the way. I didn't add that part. And hit perfect.
Perfect shot.
And this is most definitely going to drop. Fantastic start.
Eagle.
Alrighty guys, so for hole number 4, we're going to go with a Goliath and a Katana on this very short par 3. We're going to go 2 top, or 2 to the left, and we're going to kind of finagle with 1.9 or 2 top, depending where you line up and how your wind is. The higher the wind, obviously, the less topspin you're going to use here. I happen to have the lowest wind you can possibly get, which is 2.4, and so I went with 2 top. We're going to make our adjustment at 0% mid numbers. And let's see, we hit perfect. We did line up right on the rough line there, which was pretty good. Comes in nicely, bounces right off the fringe and in the hole right-hand side for another
hole in one.
Alrighty, so for this par 4 on hole number 5 is pretty much a must drop. Pretty much every one of these holes you have to get, because this tournament the scores are going to be crazy. We're already starting to see that in the qualifying rounds. We're going to go top, 6 top and 2 to the right here, bouncing off that island with a Katana here, and we're going to go power 2 numbers. We're going to make our adjustment, which will be 2.2 rings. And then we're going to do a bit of curl. We're actually going to do what I call the teeth curl. And we're just going to curl to the right, just so we're overlapping the teeth there. Hit perfect.
Perfect shot.
Come up here nicely and bounce over the water and come up right along the fringe for a nice little wedge shot for the eagle. All right. Alrighty, so for hole number 6, we're going to use a Berserker, which is overkill for this hole, but we need it to get the second shot. We could bounce over, but we're not going to, because we're trying to line up at a specific yardage. We're going to put our green ring right on the water line there, and we're going to do 1 back, 2 to the right, and we're going to play this at 0% max numbers and pull from the top of your rings and not from your bullseye, because the water bunker, whatever you want to call it, wall will make it wonky. We want to come up here nicely. We are not pushing this drive. We want to hit, again, that certain yardage. So this way we can dial in the second shot. Comes up here nicely, and I will have this all in the Patreon notes, so I do recommend giving those a look. 357 is perfect. Alrighty, so for the approach shot, we are going to, first of all, we're going to set our spins, which our spins here will be 3 back, 2 to the left. And I'm going to kind of line up my ball guide just right at the pin. If you have an XRS Sniper 9, you are going to put your ball guide to the pin, whereas a Sniper 8, just a little shy. You see I backed up right there just a little bit, because the ball guide is a little bit restricted because it's not a maxed club. We're going to make our adjustment at 10% max numbers. Even though we're not at max club, it's okay. With this wind, that's what we got to do. Hit perfect.
Perfect shot.
Power 5 numbers. We're going to clear the trees, no problem. Comes in here nicely. Aims right at the pin. Dink. Hit the flag. And let's go.
Albatross.
Alrighty guys, so for hole number 7, it's a bit of a tricky, but we're gonna go right for the green. We're gonna attack it, and I definitely see somebody getting an albatross here, which is a hole-in-one on a par 4. We're gonna go one back, and we ended up doing 2.2 to the left here. I would probably go 1.9 or 1.8 back, because I ended up just a tad, I mean a tad short, maybe even just a click of OP to make up that difference. I was kind of mad, but I did 3 rings OP here. Look at my arrow where I'm lining up for the curl. That's super important. That's how we're going to be able to make sure we're consistent.
Perfect shot.
We do hit perfect. Bounces up nicely over that bunker, comes up here nicely, and look at that, short in line.
Nice.
Very frustrating, and I might have missed to the right, but I think that would have dropped. We were pretty close. Alrighty, so for hole number 8, we're gonna go with a Zerk here, and we're gonna play this to the left. This wind angle, there is no possible way with the clubs we have to get a clean shot down the center. So we're going to play off to the left. We're going to do 4.5 top and 1 to the left. And then we're going to make our adjustment at 20% max. And that is so we make sure we don't fall into the rough on this narrow little area we're trying to hit. We want to make sure our drive goes at least 354 to set up for a rough bump for a possible albatross shot. This is kind of the cleanest way to get there. Alrighty, so once we finish that drive of 354, which is perfect, we're lining up right on the close to max here. We're gonna do our spin first, which is 2 to the left and 4 top. Make sure you do only 4, even if you have a extra mile or a sniper maxed out, still only do 4 top. Make sure your ball guide is just a dash off of the cup there, favoring the left-hand side, just like you see there. Make your adjustment at 15% max, and I will let you know that I did miss this just to the right, so maybe a little more offset is needed. I would take a practice or 2, because this shot is definitely worth it for the possible albatross drop. We get really close here. Very frustrated. I tried this like 4 or 5 times. Couldn't get close enough. But you see, we come in nicely. There is room to adjust a little more, and we're right there.
Nice on.
So, good luck. Let me know if you get this one. Alright, so for the final hole here, we are going to be playing a par 3, which is once again is very rare for us to have a par 3 as the final hole. We're going to go 1 to the right, 6 top, and I was trying to follow right to the hole, but it turned out that it does not work. So I offset to the left side of the pin. I kept missing right. So literally my ball guide is going right down to the left side of the pin, and then did my adjustment at 15% mid numbers, and let's see what happens here. So I'm adjusting 1.9, and we take our shot. Now don't forget, you can get all the detailed notes on our Patreon page, and remember, we're doing the big giveaway for members. So if you want to become a member of the channel here and support the channel, you will win some amazing prizes that have been donating to me that I'm going to pass on to you, and that, my friends, is a hole-in-one.
Hole-in-one.
Let me know how you do on your round in the comments below. Thank you so much. Everyone have a great day.